Hey guys, how's it going? Solo back with another daily video. We have a lot to unpack today. What a crazy day in the stock market. Again, we're going to talk about GameStop. People have been begging me for this video. They're frothing at the mouth, saying, make a video about GameStop. Do GameStop. Here you go, guys. Hopefully this video gets lots of views. Please give it a like and a subscribe. But let's get right into it because we're going to talk about the market overall. There was a big Federal Reserve meeting that happened today, and it really sent stocks tanking, as you can see by the heat map here. So we'll touch on that. But as always, I'm going to show you how GameStop traded today. I'm going to show you two news articles on GameStop. One is with the chairman, or I should say the founder of Robinhood. I'm going to show you the technical analysis, if there is such a thing on GameStop, because GameStop is really the honey badger, just doing whatever it wants to do. Honey badger, GameStop does not care. But we'll take a look at the chart just for funsies. And then, as we always do, we'll end the video looking at the option flow data to see the huge option orders that came in on GameStop today. And I'm talking millions upon millions of dollars, so stay tuned for that. Let's get right into it. Look at the heat map here. A lot of deep red on the board. Really a rough day. And it all started really after the Federal Reserve FOMC meeting. The market did not like what Jay Powell had to say, but a little bit of green here. Microsoft kind of green a little bit, 0.2%. Cisco randomly green. 3M, big green, up 6% or even over 6%. Semis just took a beating. Look, AMD smashed earnings last night, but still down 6.2%. Texas Instruments down 5%. Intel down 3%. NVIDIA down almost 4%. So really, really tough sector to be in right now, or at least today, I should say. But let's get right into it. Let's take a look at GME or GameStop. And I mean, I gotta say, there's people in the Discord server right now that are making tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, which is absolutely nuts. Look at this, up another 134, basically 135% in market trading, down a little bit. We're down 9% in after hours, but I wouldn't be worried because I'm sure we're gonna be up another 100% tomorrow. Take a look at this. I mean, this is legendary. There will be documentaries, there will be books. Harvard Business School is going to be doing case studies on GameStop and what's happening right now. I personally missed the boat. I don't have any shares or options. I have no positions on GameStop right now, and I am sincerely regretting it. A part of me just wants to buy one share just so I can say I was there and I was part of the action, but we'll see. I mean, take a look at this. On the week, craziness, up over 705% on the week. On the month, you're up 1,359.58%. I mean, I have never seen a graph more perpendicular than GameStop right now. Past 3 months, over 2,100% up. I mean, look at this. This is not parabolic. This is not going to the moon. This is going to the next galaxy right now. Absolute craziness. Let's take a look at the option chain just to see how juicy these premiums are. If you saw my video from yesterday, you saw that GameStop basically was off the charts quite literally. There were no options available yet because it mooned so hard after hours. Let's just see. If you were to sell a put at the money, wow, look how crazy this is right now. The at the money is basically only one strike away from the top. There's no options above $320 right now. Craziness. But look at this. At the money, you would collect $7,403 for putting up $31,000 in collateral. That is a return on risk of 23.9%. And keep in mind, this expiration is only for 2 more days of trading. It expires on Friday. So you have the possibility to get 23.9% return on your money by selling an at-the-money put. I think this is going to be the last time I ever say this, but I have never, ever seen any option as juicy as this. I would be absolutely shocked if in my lifetime I ever see an option this juicy ever again. I think the only stock that can top itself is GameStop. I really don't think any other ticker will ever be this juicy. I mean, isn't GameStop's motto power to the players? And right now, I got to tell you, the retail traders, the Robinhooders, we are the players right now. the big money investors are quaking in their boots. Let me show you that news article about the market overall. So this one is out of Yahoo Finance, and this one is talking about that huge sell-off on the market, like I showed you, that deep red on the heat map. And like I said, it's pretty much because of the Federal Open Market Committee's, the FOMC, their January monetary policy meeting that happened this afternoon. And it's probably because of this statement. They said the pace of recovery in economic activity and employment has moderated in recent months. They're basically saying that the rate of recovery of the economy has slowed down. And that is not what investors clearly wanted to hear, because there was a massive sell-off across the board. I mean, as you saw, a lot of stocks individually, but also the S&P 500 was... The S&P 500 actually had its worst day since October, to put it in perspective. And also, that all started pretty much in half a day of trading because this meeting was in the afternoon. So the good news is that the central bank kept their interest rates unchanged at their near zero level, and they recommitted to leaving rates untouched until labor market conditions and inflation trends achieved the Fed's targets. So I really think that it's this one statement that the economic recovery is slowing down that really is what investors did not want to hear. They even say it right here. The Fed didn't rock the boat. Growth is still slowing, but not slow enough to trigger any changes to policy. So that's key. I mean, it is bad news per se, but it's not horrible news. But like I said, the market just did not like that. You can see right here, the S&P 500 traded lower by 2.5%, pulling back from the all-time high it reached only a day earlier. The Dow sank by more than 2%. So, I mean, individual stocks, as you can see, took big dumps as well. But look at this. GameStop more than doubled after closing higher by 93% a day earlier. I will tell you, if you have a meme folio going on right now, if you got a portfolio or a watch list of meme stocks, those were all up today. I mean, the quote-unquote real stocks were down. The meme stocks were up. And I mean, this picture should say it all. Take a look at this. You know it's bad when Yahoo Finance is using the Wall Street's Bets logo as the background for charts. But look at this. Bliac, GME, COS, Express, AMC. Somebody please explain to me how Express Clothing, AMC, and BlackBerry, of all the tickers in the market, these are the ones that are on the up and up. I mean, right now, GME, GameStop, has a higher share price than Apple. Let that sink in for a second. GameStop is valued at a higher share price than Apple. Let me know in the comments below, when was the last time you were in a physical GameStop store or you actually bought something from GameStop, right? The irony here is that we all know that at some point this has to come crashing down. So it's going to be just like GameStop. You go into GameStop, you buy a PlayStation for $300. If you walk out the door, turn around and come right back inside, they're going to say, yep, we'll give you $5 for that in trade-in value. And the funny thing is probably the same thing is going to happen with the stock, where it's going to be worth $300, $400. Once it dumps, it's going to be worth like $3 in trade-in value, if you want to call it that. But just a quick public service announcement. Be sure, if you are playing any tickers, again, this is not financial advice, but it's always a good idea to set stop losses. In case there is a massive sell-off and you're not by your phone or by the computer, you have a sell order in there so you can always lock in profits. You can set trailing stop losses or just a flat-out limit order, but setting a stop loss is the same thing pretty much as locking in profits. And again, not financial advice, but in general, it's always good practice to set some stop losses to lock in your gains. Now, let me show you this news article about GameStop specifically. So this one also came out today, titled "Why GameStop is Destined to Become Another Blockbuster Video." So obviously, this is bearish on GameStop. And I think there's some common sense here that, of course, GameStop cannot go to infinity, right? We're going to try. Wall Street Bets is certainly going to try. But at some point, the music has to stop. And you just got to make sure that if you have positions in GameStop, make sure you cash out before the music stops, or make sure you set stop losses so it cashes out for you and you can lock in some gains. But look at this. The company's stock has gained an incredible 8,949% in the last 12 months as of market close today. And it says right here, by now, the reasons behind GameStop's massive gains are well documented. The stock has been a major target for short sellers. I mean, that's probably the understatement of the century, due to the continued shift to digital game sales. You know, I don't know about that. I don't think Wall Street Bets really cares about digital game sales. At this point, I feel like it's basically a David versus Goliath story. The retail investors, the Robin Hooders, up against the Goliaths, which are these hedge funds, these big institutions. And right now, the Davids are winning just like they did in that parable. And a lot of this was also fueled by activist investor and Chewy founder Ryan Cohen joining GameStop's board, along with 2 allies who had previously worked with him. And it says it right here. Traders on Reddit's Wall Street Bets board, seeing so many short positions in GameStop, then dove headlong into a massive short squeeze, forcing the stock's price even higher and crushing short sellers as they moved to buy up stock to cover their losses. And right now, Wall Street bettors are right now also squeezing short positions in AMC. AMC had also, I believe, 100% plus gains today. Bed Bath & Beyond and BlackBerry, all of these tickers, if you look them up, had huge green days compared to the overall stock market, which had a huge red day. And the author even says one of his best friends put up $24,000 into the stock after reading Wall Street Bets and is up as much as $113,000 as of Wednesday afternoon. But then the author says he wasn't going to convince me to get in on the action. You know, I'm also in that same boat as the author. I regret not having any positions in there, but I also don't want to FOMO into there. Let me know in the comments below, how high do you think GameStop can run? And do you have shares or options? Post what your positions are in the YouTube comments below. Let me show you one article. So this one is on an interview that Yahoo Finance had with the CEO of Robinhood, and they questioned him about the short seller squeeze and how retail investors are feeling empowered. I highly recommend you actually watch this interview or read through this article, because it's actually a pretty good read. And so this guy from Yahoo Finance, Zach Guzman, he's interviewing Vlad Tenev, and he's basically asking him, you know, about Robinhood and what he thinks about these Robinhooders squeezing GameStop and kind of sticking it to the man, really. Robinhood, for the first time, has been treating customers like adults and saying, yeah, you can take investing into your own hands and be in control of your finances without relying on someone to do it for you. And he says what you're seeing here is turning into a movement, and there's going to be some cultural relevance around the idea of investing. And he says, you know, usually if you look at investing, you have to go to Fidelity or Schwab or some other companies where someone has to do it for you just because it's too complicated or people really don't understand what's going on. And he's saying right now, he's basically giving power to the people. So he's saying, look at this, beginning of January, there was the huge activity in cryptocurrency. So he's saying the markets are basically evolving on a weekly, maybe even daily basis, which I agree with, because every day it seems like there's a new ticker that's being pumped. And it's hard to say that there's one unique driving factor behind any of these things. And he's saying it's interesting right now that we have the intersection of social media and financial services, and it's creating this collective activity, which essentially is Wall Street Bets, collective consciousness around finance that has made it more culturally relevant, very much in the zeitgeist. And it's interesting to see. So here's this. This one paragraph really sums it up beautifully, I think, that he's saying right now that people are seeing that they have the ability to invest and they're empowered. And they're really excited to facilitate the entry into the market of millions of people and give them the ability to plan for the future. If we scroll back up to the article, it says right here that he's hearing from customers all the time that financial companies and services have been looking down on them and saying, you're not good enough to invest for yourself. You should let the experts do it for you. So I really think this is the driving force behind all of these short squeezes. It's like I said, David sticking it to Goliath and saying, you know what? We are good enough. We're going to hoard together and we're going to show you how powerful and strong we are. So very interesting stuff. Like I said, I can't wait to watch the Netflix documentary about this movement, read the books, read the articles, read the case studies. It's going to be absolutely fascinating, especially to get into the nuances if someone does a really good job. Let's look at the technical analysis or lack thereof. So the last time I analyzed GameStop on this channel was on December 10th. So you can see I have some very basic TA from that time. Now watch what happens when I move the chart to current day. Look at this. My TA gets squeezed so hard that it looks like it's one giant solid area of trend GameStop is all the way up here. I mean, literally a 90-degree angle. I mean, just for jokes, just for giggles, my last area of resistance was around $17. Yeah, I think we've broken past that area of resistance of $17. I mean, if I zoom in here, there's really no point in me drawing areas of trend. None of that matters. There's no point in me showing you the 21-day moving average is at $50. The 50-day moving average is at $30. Meanwhile, the stock is at $320 as the making of this video. It doesn't matter that the RSI is basically at 100. I mean, it's like 97.94 right now. None of that matters. The only thing that matters right now is the sheer will and power and the dollars that retail investors and Wall Street bets is willing to pump into GameStop to squeeze out the short sellers and keep this train rolling. Let's take a look at the option flow data because this is going to be even more impressive. So here's the Trade UI platform that I use for my option flow data. You can see we're looking at GameStop today. A total of 70 orders came in, and I sorted them by biggest dollar value. Take a look at this. The highest position, the highest dollar value position, $33 million for a 150 strike call option that expires in March. Take a look at this. The top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The top 17 option flows, the least of which is $3 million, the highest of which is $33 million. So I'm just going to guess there's probably about $50 million worth of options here. They are all green boxes, meaning they are all call options. Now, I will say they are all in the money calls, so they're still bullish, but they're not as bullish as an out of the money call. But that might be because the out of the money calls just didn't exist. I showed you that option flow earlier in the video, and you could not buy, 400 strike calls on GameStop right now. This is probably all that was available. But look at this. A lot of these expire on Friday. So people are buying call options that expire in 2 trading days for millions upon millions of dollars. Guys and girls, this is not financial advice, but I don't know what, if anything, is going to stop GameStop right now. The amount of money being poured into this is absolutely nuts. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Again, let me know what your positions are on GameStop. If you haven't joined the Discord server, make sure you get in there already. Like I said, a few of our members have made big money so far on GameStop, on AMC, and of course, other tickers. You know my position right now. I'm in Corsair. Made some decent money today as well. Make sure you add me on StockTwits, Instagram, Reddit, and Twitter. As always, I hope you end this week green and have a happy trading session tomorrow.